We've all heard different strategies that are supposed to make us rich. Get a good education, work hard, save religiously, live frugally, invest wisely, and then wait patiently until the ripe old age of 65. What if you're not keen on a financial strategy that requires sacrificing your youth to potentially enjoy wealth later? And what if unexpected events like job loss, inflation spikes, or market crashes disrupt your plans? The reality is, many won't achieve the financial success they desire in their lifetime, even after retirement. Why? Because traditional paths to wealth often rely on factors beyond your control or influence, making them unreliable for everyone. In this video, I will share with you the most important ideas from the book called The Millionaire Fastlane by MJ DeMarco. Watching this video, you will get insights from DeMarco's expert advice, key points, and strategies for driving in the millionaire fast lane. This involves assessing your current financial mindset, understanding why the fast lane approach to wealth outshines traditional methods, and delineating the principles that will steer your rapid path to wealth accumulation and early retirement. With no further delay, let's go with first one. What's your approach to handling money, and what are its consequences? When it comes to money, there are three types of people in the world: sidewalkers, slow laners, and fast laners. To find out which one you are, ask yourself these questions. Do you spend most of your money as soon as you earn it? Does your lifestyle rely heavily on debt? Is your future predicated on luck, risky gambles, or government assistance? If so, you're likely a sidewalker. DeMarco says this is people's most common mentality with money and life. And hey, if you're a sidewalker, you're in the right place to change those habits. Or are you the type of person with a steady job who insists on saving every dime so it can be invested in the stock market? Do you fret over each little expense and rationalize that saving hundreds of dollars today could be worth millions in 50 years? Is your quest for financial freedom reliant on factors you can't control, like your employer, the economy, and an unpredictable stock market? In this case, you're a slow laner. Again, no need for shame. This is the mainstream method prescribed in all those other finance books. But in reality, this mindset is risky and unreliable. Finally, do you own a business with the potential for asymmetrical returns, the conduit to massive wealth accumulation? This kind of business brings in cash while you're at a movie on a Tuesday afternoon. Can you earn $100,000 in profit next month? Next year? Do you own and build assets that can grow 2,000% in 1 year? If this is you, congratulations on being a fast laner, or at least meeting a few of the characteristics toward becoming one. Basically, each path is like a map leading to different destinations. For those on the sidewalk, it often leads to poverty. In the slow lane, it usually leads to mediocrity. But the fast lane is the only one that reliably leads to wealth. No matter which mentality you relate to, it's crucial to understand that you have the power to change lanes. You can move from the sidewalk to the slow lane, from the slow lane to the fast lane, or, like DeMarco did, make a leap directly from the sidewalk to the fast lane. Actually, it was an insight gained from DeMarco's last unfulfilling job that led to his next big break. While working as a limo driver in Chicago's suburbs, he often heard clients inquire about booking services in different cities. This prompted him to learn coding on his own and create a website to address this demand. Sadly, he was too caught up managing both his website and driving job, leaving little time for marketing or improvements. But everything changed when he quit his job and moved to Phoenix, Arizona, to focus solely on his business. It was a make-or-break moment. In Arizona, he kept learning and became better at coding, marketing, and selling. To pay bills, he made websites for others, but mainly focused on growing his own online business. Things soon took off, and he earned a respectable income rivaling any job paycheck. But then something miraculous happened due to the power of scale inherent in his business. Instead of earning $50,000 a year, a decent salary at the time, he started profiting $50,000 a month, then $100,000 a month, then $200,000. Over 10 years, DeMarco earned millions and created a viable asset that was also worth millions. His tenure with the company he created ended when he sold the business for a mid-seven-figure valuation. This rapid wealth accumulation allowed him to take a hiatus, what some would call a semi-retirement, and focus on writing. In summary, DeMarco rapidly amassed millions, allowing him to retire in luxury without needing to work again. Surprisingly, this wasn't achieved through extreme frugality, consistent saving, or traditional investments. The key to transitioning to the fast lane is starting a business that can generate exceptional returns. An asymmetric return turns a $2,000 business investment into $20 million in just a few years. This is something that's almost impossible to achieve, even with the top-performing stocks or bonds. Unlike the stock market, which usually grows at around 10% per year, fast lane businesses can deliver returns as high as 1,000%. Second, the fast lane is the only logical choice. DeMarco talks about each money mindset having a wealth equation, which is essentially a set of beliefs about money. You can think of this wealth equation like a car that operates according to specific rules. A sidewalker operates by the equation of wealth equal income plus debt. That means they use their income and available credit to pay for what they perceive to be a wealthy lifestyle, while increasing their overall liability to cover the bills. This equation is like a tricycle, which unfortunately drives toward poverty. A slow laner possesses the wealth equal job plus market investments equation, which can be broken down into wealth equal hourly wage or salary plus compound interest. While they have a slight edge over the sidewalker through investments, savings, and debt avoidance, their income variable is just as limited as the sidewalkers. Why? Because time is limited. You can work only 24 hours in a day, and even when you're earning a lot of money, you're still trading your time, which is your freedom and most precious asset, for it. You're essentially sacrificing today for the promise of tomorrow. At the same time, you have no control over the economic factors in the equation, such as inflation, market fluctuations, or your salary. You also can't be sure that you'll maintain a high-paying job, if you have one, let alone sustain it for the necessary decades for your plan to succeed. Essentially, the wealth equation for those in the slow lane is like riding a bicycle. It's an improvement over a tricycle, but still not the most efficient way to travel long distances. DeMarco asserts that the only way to eliminate these issues is to create wealth with a business, but it can't just be any old business. The fast lane equation is wealth equal net profit plus asset value. The net profit figure comes from the number of products you can sell, multiplied by the profit you make from each. Depending on the nature of your product or the industry you're in, this figure should be capable of scaling up to thousands or even millions. For instance, while you might currently earn $20 per hour by working 8 hours a day, you could potentially earn $2,000 per hour by selling 20 items every hour throughout the day. Likewise, the growth of profits also coincides with the growth of assets. In the financial world, business assets are valued according to industry multiples, which is similar to price-to-earnings ratios calculated for publicly traded companies. In a nutshell, the multiple is what potential buyers would be willing to pay for your company, which is often several times more than your net profit. Industry multiples differ across various industries, with some as low as 2 and others reaching as high as 100 or beyond. DeMarco refers to these multiples as wealth acceleration factors, because whenever you boost your company's profit, you enhance the value of the asset you possess by that same percentage. In the fast lane equation, you can control many of the variables: your products, prices, marketing initiatives, and much more. And then your profits do double duty by elevating the valuation of your company, which directly increases your net worth by the applicable multiple. If you succeed in creating a $200,000 profit, congratulations. You probably just created an asset worth $1 million. The process of wealth creation is comparable to transitioning from the pedal power of a tricycle or bicycle to the engine-powered efficiency of a car. It's the method through which you navigate your financial strategy to achieve success and expedite wealth accumulation. Third, 5 principles guiding a fast lane business. Imagine you've put all your money into buying a franchise, but you're not making enough profit to hire any assistants. You find yourself trapped as the only worker, now working longer hours than before. What's even worse is that these hours are spent merely sustaining the business, rather than boosting profits or enhancing your financial situation. As mentioned earlier, the fast lane equation won't work for any business. The law of affection states that if you want to make millions, you must impact millions. To steer you in the right direction and guide your decisions, DeMarco proposes 5 principles: control, entry, need, time, and scale, or sense for short. Let's look at each one. The principle of control emphasizes the importance of maintaining full authority over every aspect of your business. This is crucial because if any individual or entity has significant power over your company, they could potentially shut down your business with just one decision. In such a scenario, you've compromised control and taken on excessive risk. A great example is a business that's predicated on an API, like Reddit. If Reddit changes the terms of its API or cancels it altogether, your company is instantly out of business. The principle of entry asks you to consider how easy or difficult it is for anyone to enter the industry. In this case, you want it to be somewhat difficult. If someone can compete against your business in a matter of hours or days, it's probably an industry you should avoid. Excessive competition creates environments where the cheapest price usually wins. In other words, the entrepreneur willing to accept the most minuscule profits will come out on top. This isn't a conducive environment for wealth creation. The principles of need demands that you set aside your ego and consider who you'll be serving and how. For a business to succeed, it has to solve a problem or meet a real need for others. Your value skew is important here, something your company does better than the competition. This could be amazing customer service, quality ingredients, or a sleeker user interface. Basically, it's anything that might compel a buyer to purchase from you versus your competitors. The principles of time addresses the scenario at the start of this section. It requires you to consider the likelihood of you being able to step away and allow automation or other people to effectively run the business for you. Also, consider the timeline for when that can happen. Creating a job for yourself is one thing, but creating wealth that allows you to spend time doing anything you want. That's the goal. And finally, the principles of scale underscores the importance of thinking mathematically. Does your product or service align with your financial goals? If you want to amass an 8 or 9-figure net worth, you aren't likely to make it happen if you're limited geographically. Ultimately, the linchpin question is this: what's the difference between profiting $100 per day and profiting $10,000 per day? What does each scenario look like? Is the higher number feasible? How can you make it happen? And how easily? Think back to DeMarco's job at the limo company. He had the chance to buy the company without putting any money down, but he was already planning to leave. What's important is that his other new business followed all the rules, unlike the limo company. Because he chose the right approach and business, now he can ride in a limo or drive his dream sports car, all thanks to being on the fast lane. Thanks everyone for watching. If you found my video helpful, please leave your like and subscribe to my channel.